Alright guys, we're out at the sand track. We're back on Maui. Been riding here for a while. It's been a great training spot. It's mostly like a single lane track, as you'll see in the video, but it's been great for training. It gets real rough, and it actually just rained here, so the dirt is prime. That's pretty exciting. My brother and my dad are out. So I'll go ahead and get some GoPro clips for you guys. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos. All right, so we got the Wahoo app on this old phone. It connects to my heart rate monitor, Ant Plus, which my new iPhone doesn't, and none of the iPhones do, I think. So kind of a bummer, but this old Samsung gets the job done. I connected it to my Garmin heart rate monitor, and I got these pants actually to have a little pocket, so I've been just running this. I usually have a little watch that I use that I put either on my wrist or my handlebars right here, and then it connects to my watch, it connects to my heart rate monitor. It's a Garmin watch, but I don't have it with me right now, so this is what I got. Let's go hit a moto. Got a little warm up in, about like 8 minutes or so. Get the arms warmed up. This track's super rough, so definitely hard on the body. Let's do it. All right guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are all having a great day. I'm back editing this video, and I thought instead of playing these long GoPro clips, I'd just talk a little bit, make it less boring to watch. Just talk a little bit about the sand track in general, and what makes it so unique and great for improving your riding technique. And make sure to stick around to the end, because I put together 3 riding tips that I think will really help anyone out there who's riding these kind of tracks and want to get better. So yeah, let's get right into it. Me, my brother, and my dad, we found this place years ago, and ever since we've just kept riding here. This track basically started from scratch. We pretty much built the whole thing. There are only a few sections on the bottom part that were already there that we kind of just incorporated into our track. But we figured out a good layout to start out with and just kept riding it over and over. And luckily this is pretty much all sand with a layer of grass on top, so it doesn't take too long to get a new section made. Over time, riding on the loose sand creates some gnarly whoops and bumps. I mean, every time we come out here, it's just getting rougher and more gnarly, and the GoPro just doesn't do it justice, really. I mean, if you listen to the bike, you could hear it hitting each whoop pretty hard, but the video is just like so smooth on the Hero 9s. Another huge factor contributing to the difficulty of this track is basically it's one line the whole time. So it forces you to stay on your toes, because you don't have the normal freedom of a sand track where you can just blast the corners and let the bike go where it wants to. You gotta find that balance of keeping it loose over the sand, but also controlling your line as well. The mix of the loose sand and tight technical lines makes this, without a doubt, one of the hardest tracks I've ever ridden. Oh man, this track is absolutely brutal. Alright, so that's Moto 1 in the books. I think I went up for about 20 minutes. Not too sure exactly. But dude, that track is gnarly. Huge difference coming from the super smooth SoCal tracks. When we go to the sand track, we're only there for a few hours, so we usually just get like 2 or 3 motos in and then we head out. We don't really spend too much time there, so it's mainly just for training and just getting time on the bikes. In the beginning of the video, I mentioned I did a short warm-up, and for me it's super important to do some kind of warm-up, even for like a few laps. If I go out and just get the arms flowing, it helps my arms from getting arm pumped so much in the longer motos. All right, Ruby's on, or Wahoo's on. All right, have fun. Yep. Safe, smart. Let's gonna be hard, dude.
Oh yeah, the beating begins. Suffer.
Alright guys, we'll get right into the 3 tips I was talking about earlier. The first tip that I got for you guys is to squeeze the bike, and I know this is super basic, but it's absolutely crucial. When you're on a really rough track and you have to thread the needle through some technical lines, it gets super hard to keep control and make the bike do what you want it to do. So when you squeeze the bike, you gain a ton of control through your lower body, and also squeezing the bike with your legs will do a whole bunch to keep you from getting arm pump in your longer motos, and it'll just keep your arms feeling fresher for longer. Alright, the second tip that I have is to look ahead, and I know this is a basic one again, but it's super important on sand tracks because everything in the sand is delayed and there's no instant line changes or maneuvering in the sand. So you have to plan your lines ahead of time, and even more so on a single lane track like this where you only have, you know, a few feet to shoot for. The only way to plan ahead for your next line is to look ahead. So this, just by doing this, it'll keep your flow around the track a lot smoother and faster. And you'll see throughout the video I make a few mistakes, and those were just a lack of planning for my next line. Okay, so the last tip that I have, and definitely the most important one, is keep it in a big gear. So before I explain anything, let me just play the GoPro video in the background with full audio so you can hear how small amount of throttle I'm using actually, and how I'm just lugging it around, especially on the 450. I mean, I'm barely revving it at all. You can get away with doing this, I think, because it's such a low speed track. I mean, definitely on the faster tracks you don't want to just be doing this, but it's so tight and technical that the momentum and the blow end on the 450 is just, it'll pull you right around the track just fine. So in the sand, it's so important to maintain a high level of momentum and keep your rear wheel hooking up. We found the easiest way to do that and stay in control at the same time is to keep the bike shifted into a big gear and lug it around the track. This will keep your tires rolling and enabling them to float across the top of the sand, and your momentum will be much less affected by your bike's engine braking. So I got one more bonus tip for you guys. It's to keep your posture right and your hips out. So I got this one from one of Ryan Hughes' latest videos. If you don't know who he is, he's basically a legend of the sport. He's a great riding coach, and he puts a ton of information about riding technique. And I'd suggest you guys go check him out. But I've always known to have good posture when I ride, but when I really put a lot of effort into having the best posture I can possibly have, it does so much for my riding. And when you keep your hips turned out, it automatically puts your body into an attack position, which will let you stay balanced on the bike so you can be in the correct position on the bike at all times.
regret not wearing goggles.
Couple of tight turns.
I see your face right now, dude.
Yeah, I can feel it in my eyes. Some of the tight turns.
They really kick up the dirt from the front tire, and they just go straight into your face.
If it really loads your suspension,
yeah,
it just gets all over you. Oh, that was hard.
Yeah.
Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, thanks for bearing with me. I know it was a little bit long, but if you like what I'm putting out, be on the lookout for more videos like this. I think I'm going to do a lot more of these moto technique and moto training videos. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.